Hello everyone, and welcome back to our series where we are the Unholy Horde here in Norland. And in the last episode, we dealt with Sophia, who decided to turn on us, destroying pretty much our entire kingdom, and becoming independent. And in the last episode, they decided to attack Moonvale, which allowed us actually to kill their king. And since they didn't have any extra lords, they just collapsed immediately. So that was not too smart of them, I suppose, if they were going to tried to rebel against us and everything, they probably should have been a little more prepared for it. Regardless, we were going to send Serrano down to this abandoned city and settle it, but I've decided not to do that yet because I realized he has the alchemy lab and he is the only one with it. So we are actually going to take Sediman off of the temple here, and we're going to put him on the alchemy lab and try to get him to learn that as fast as possible, which is going to take a while because he has 0 intelligence apparently. And I think what we're going to do is, I've talked about in the previous episodes, if we need to, that we will just spawn a lord in order to go and settle a city. This seems fine because they are not really doing anything for us and are just going to just basically be a placeholder lord to just handle the kingdom, or handle the city that we send them to. So we'll probably do that. And yeah, otherwise, I think we are just pretty much going to hang back for a while. We might even hang back for a bit before we send them to this city, just because as soon as we do, we'll no longer be cut off from the rest of the world, which actually might be good so that we can see what's going on with these. I think it's one that has wood and the other one has meat, so probably nothing too substantial there. But I think we are just going to hang back for now, rebuild our forces and stuff, get ready to actually attack Gorno, and in the meantime, we're just going to be passing more time like we did a couple episodes ago. Okay, so a little bit of time has passed, and basically I've just been kind of managing the moods and stuff of Serrano and Sediman, and I did decide that we are going to settle an abandoned city, but it's not going to be the one that Sophia used to be on. It's instead going to be this one by Mistalk, and the reasoning for this is basically, I think one mistake we made was basically just kind of trying to push around and take out the big kingdoms first, because all these other cities eventually try to settle another city, and that caused us to need to go and burn it back down, and it was just taking a lot of time that we could have been spending on other things, as well as we were probably losing. I mean, I know we lost some soldiers in some of those fights as well, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to settle this abandoned city, so we are going to spawn a lord. So let's go, and we're just going to spawn them right about over here. So characters, instead of soldier, we'll pick a lord, and still Macaw is fine. And so we got Pierslav here, and we're just going to leave them on the skills that they have, and traits are all probably fine. Maybe we give them fearless, though, just like the rest of our lords tend to have. So he's 18, that's perfect. We don't really need to do, I don't think, anything else with him. No. Okay, so that's perfect, and let's just send him to settle the city right away. Perfect. And then we'll try to take out Mistalk as quickly as possible, and we're going to keep doing that. So we're going to take out Gorno, and then we'll go for these guys, and we'll need to take out this one as well. And then, let's see, yes, we'll then just take out all these kind of mostly solo cities. As you can see, this one got resettled once again, so that's not good. So it is going to take quite a while longer before we can really get back to where we were, but at least it's not totally starting from zero, I suppose. Okay, so we did settle Caitlin. As you can see, Mistalk has a substantial amount of population, and they're going to be quite difficult to take down. Probably not too bad. They don't have the biggest army, but they will have walls and probably a lot of towers as well. And what I've decided, actually, is that we are going to start settling every abandoned city that we create. I didn't want to do this before because I feel like it gives you way too many defensive options, but I feel like if we had done this before, we would not be stuck where we are right now. And so that's kind of my fault. But we are going to go ahead and spawn 3 lords right now. So go back over to our spawner, and we will just do 3 of them. And we don't need to change anything about them either, so we will just go ahead and send them off to settle all of these abandoned cities. I don't know if we're able to settle this one. Yeah, it is bordered with Kalen there. So we'll send Lotta here. We'll send Oh, yes, we need the money, so we'll go ahead. They haven't even been using this road. They always like to go to the west, or they just like to kind of zig right around this road anyways. So we're just going to go ahead and remove all of this. Okay, and I just went ahead and removed all these roads leading to this herbalist since we're not using it anyways. And we'll go ahead now and settle these other two abandoned cities. And this should prevent us from having that problem ever again. We probably won't have any issues defending our lands at all, really. It'll just be the other big issue here is that we might start dealing with a lot of rebellions, which is going to be kind of a little bit of an annoyance. But you know, that's something that we can definitely handle, I think, in comparison to having to burn these cities to the ground constantly. And yeah, we'll just make sure that we don't actually use our vassals for anything specific. Okay, so we've settled all of our new cities, and Mastok is quite powerful in comparison to Gorno over here. They only have 29 soldiers, they have a lot lower of a population, and they have this bandit camp that we could bribe. I think we're going to go ahead and think about doing that, but before that we're going to want to take out these villages. So we are going to take probably a little bit of time to build up a little bit more warriors, I think. Because then we can just attack these villages without any losses. We probably won't have any losses as it is, but I don't really want to chance it if we don't have to. Okay, so we just got back from a bandit camp, and we actually have a bride available here from Gorno, and they are actually also trying to demand tribute from us, by the way. We are not going to do that, of course. But this bride, she is blind. However, she is only 314, and she will make a decent bride for Serrano. We are equal opportunity in the sense we just need somebody to help us produce more children, which will allow us to have more lords later. So we're going to send Serrano to go ahead and do that. Also, I did notice that there is actually a bandit camp with 32 soldiers here in Mastok, so we will probably target Mastok first, get rid of the weak links first. And so they are probably, Gorno is probably eventually going to try to attack us because of demanding this tribute that we are going to refuse. So we'll probably go for Mistvale first, and we're just going to attack it now. I think we can handle 7 soldiers by ourselves with just Sediamen. We do have some inflamed wounds from that attack on that bandit camp, however, so let's take those guys out. Okay, so we do need a couple more waves of attacks with the Mistok over here with these bandit camps. So in the meantime, I decided that we would help out a rebellion here at Gorno, and it seems that they have more than half of the army on their side, maybe. Yeah, it looks like there's only 15 on the side of Grimmin here, and this will help us because we will get a favor with the new king, and we can use that to steal basically a bunch of money from them. So I thought that would be a good idea, and like I said, in the meantime of waiting for these camps of forest bandits to be able to attack Mastok again, we'll go ahead and do this. And so you might notice that we have 43 soldiers. I've decided that we are going to spawn basically 10 days worth of soldiers all at once. This just makes it a little bit easier on me because doing it every day is a lot of clicking around in that interface. So I decided to just give us all the way up to day 110, which seems not too unfair anyways. So we're going to go ahead and hop on into this battle now. And yep, it looks like they do have only 16. So that is, I guess it is exactly half because their rebellion here is 15 soldiers. So not too big of a difference. Grimmin here is probably pretty strong. Yes, he is, actually. But they mostly have just crossbowmen and spearmen, so since we do have a decent number of armored foes, this is probably going to be relatively easy, I would assume. Yep, looks like they are falling already. Not as fast as I would hope, though. Yeah, it looks like Morona is actually almost going to die in this. That's not too good. But it looks like we have one all the same. Perfect. And it looks like we lost 12, but that was mostly theirs. Now they are bound by honor here, so let's go ahead. Demand tribute, right? That's probably the only... I mean, we could demand vassalage, but of course that is not something we're doing in the series. So we'll have... Letta go ahead and do that, I suppose. She is blind, so she's going to have a hard time finding her way over there, but she'll just bring a guide with her, and it should be fine. Otherwise, on the way home, I think we're going to attack this bandit camp to get a little bit of money. And there is another one here, so we'll attack that one as well. That should give us enough to bribe these bandits again. But otherwise, I think that's going to be it for this episode. So, we do have quite a bit more work to do, but we are gaining ground again, and I don't think we should have as many problems this time around since we have all these cities settled. The main issue is going to be that some of these vassals will start to hate us once we go and do our sudden attacks on any of these cities. So I think what we're going to do when that happens is just use the cheap menu to go ahead and fix our relations with them so they don't all rebel. This seems fair because in the main game, the Unholy Horde basically teleports their main city around in order to actually be able to attack nearby cities, so that seems fair. Basically, that's this is the long way around way to do that. Basically, we're kind of using Sophia as a base of operations, so this seems like a fair way to do it. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this episode, so as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.